chosen one, listen closely, because what you are about to hear will stir your spirit in ways you never imagined. This moment right here is not an accident. You have been divinely guided, carefully led, and purposely placed before these words because something monumental is unfolding. The secrets of God's wealth are unlocking for those who dare to listen, and you, yes you, carry the key to claim these blessings. If you feel a powerful sense of alignment in your heart right now, that's no coincidence. It's an unmistakable sign that you are one of the chosen, selected by the Almighty to enter a realm of abundance the rest of the world can only dream about. Take a moment, pause everything, and let your soul resonate with this truth. This is your time. This is the season you have prayed for, the chapter you have been waiting to read. Everything that has come before, every struggle, every heartbreak, every triumph, every loss, has led you here. There is a kind of wealth that transcends bank accounts and stock investments. A divine fortune so profound that once you tap into it, every door you thought was locked will swing wide open. Yet this wealth is not scattered randomly. It is reserved for those who choose to see beyond the surface, for the ones who refuse to back down in the face of doubt. You are about to embark on a journey that redefines what prosperity truly means. Before we reveal the core of this mystery, I invite you to take one small step of faith right now. Like this video, if you can feel the stirring of promise in your heart. Then subscribe to this channel, because staying connected to this message will open doors you never knew existed. And comment with the number 777 below. That sacred number is a sign that your spirit aligns with heaven's orchestrations, a visible declaration that you are ready to receive what has always been yours in the realm of the divine. It may seem like a small act, but each step of faith sends ripples through your life, beckoning the tides of abundance ever closer to your shores. Chosen one, let me ask you this. Do you sometimes feel as though you were born for something bigger? Do you sense that under the surface of your everyday life, a grander tapestry is being woven, with your name stitched right into the center? That longing in your heart is no accident. It is a heavenly signal that you are marked for greatness, set apart to receive a flow of wealth the ordinary world cannot comprehend. This wealth is not just stacks of paper or digital numbers on a screen. It's a spiritual force that magnetizes opportunities, heals old wounds, elevates your thoughts, and lights a path for you to walk upon. Your journey toward claiming this secret begins with awareness. The forces of darkness have tried to cloud your vision, to make you believe that you are just like everyone else, fighting the same battles, destined for the same outcomes. But you sense differently. Deep inside, you know there is a reason you face challenges that seem bigger than most. There is a reason your dreams blaze so brightly that some people can't even look directly at them. The world has tried to hush your voice, but your spirit refuses to be silenced. It is not arrogance, it is conviction, the echo of a promise God whispered into your soul before you even drew your first breath. Perhaps you have encountered envy, doubt, or betrayal. Perhaps you have had days when you felt alone, misjudged, and misunderstood by those around you. Yet through it all, you kept rising, kept pushing forward, kept believing. Why? Because the spirit within you refuses to let go of that higher calling. Every trial has been a test of faith. Every heartbreak has been a lesson. Every disappointment has been a stepping stone guiding you to this exact moment, where you realize that the illusions of scarcity cannot hold you back anymore. You were never meant to dwell in lack. You were designed to overflow with blessings that cannot be contained. The wealth we're speaking of has dimension upon dimension. It is financial, yes, but it is also emotional, spiritual, relational. When God's wealth secret unlocks in your life, you notice a shift in your relationships, your health, your everyday experiences. Opportunities arise like sunbeams cutting through a stormy sky. Doors that once stayed bolted shut begin to open gently, as if welcoming you home after a long journey. You become a beacon, emanating a glow that draws goodness and favor wherever you go. People will look at you and wonder what changed, why you suddenly seem so vibrant, so fearless, so undeniably blessed. In fact, you have not changed at all. You've merely awakened. That radiant energy they see is the real you, the chosen soul who has stepped up to claim the inheritance of divine abundance that was predestined long before you were born. Scripture teaches that the Creator delights in the prosperity of those who walk in alignment with divine truth. This isn't prosperity slapped together by random chance. It's a carefully orchestrated tapestry of blessings meant to elevate you in every corner of your life. But to experience it fully, you have to stand firm in the conviction that you are indeed chosen, that your rightful place is not on the sidelines, but at the forefront of a mighty move of blessing and breakthrough. Now, I sense there might be a skeptic in you, that small voice questioning whether you are truly worthy of such abundance. Let me put that doubt to rest. Your worthiness does not come from your accomplishments, your bank account, or your social status. It arises from the divine spark nestled in your spirit. Think about it. You've survived things that could have broken you. You've pressed on when many would have given up. That is not a coincidence. That is resilience. A sign of divine favor that has always been at work in your life. It's time you recognize it. It's time you claim the favor instead of treating it like a distant dream. Like this video now if you can feel your spirit resonating with these words. Subscribe, because to continue walking this path, you need to remain in an environment of faith, hope, and relentless positivity. And remember to comment 777, declaring to the universe and to yourself that you are done with smallness, you are done with standing in the background, you are ready for the wealth that only God can give. Let your mind absorb that for a moment. Let that truth settle into your bones. Chosen one, ask yourself, why would God place such monumental dreams on your heart if they weren't meant to be fulfilled? Do you really think you were designed to go through life stuck in perpetual want, barely getting by, while your soul cries out for something more? Absolutely not. You were wired for greatness, fashioned for abundance, and now the time has come to pull back the veil and see your inheritance laid out before you. This is not a fantasy. This is the deeper truth reality has been hiding from you for too long. God's wealth secret is not about hoarding resources for selfish gain. It is about channeling heaven's blessings through your life so you can touch the world with your overflow. When you stand tall in this blessing, others who are lost in the desert of despair find their oasis in you. They see the glory of what is possible, and they too are inspired to seek a higher path. That is how you break cycles of scarcity, not just for yourself, but for entire community. This calling is greater than you, but it also needs you to be fully awakened, fully alive, fully believing. Picture this. You walk into a situation that used to intimidate you, but now your spirit is so anchored in divine confidence that you cannot be shaken. Business meetings that once made you nervous turn into divine appointments where ideas flow effortlessly and deals come together in ways that surpass your expectations. Relationships that once wobbled under stress now flourish, watered by your renewed faith and clarity of purpose. Even your health begins to respond as your body aligns with the high frequency of joy, purpose, and love. This is the multi-layered abundance that gets unleashed when you dare to believe you are worthy. Yes, chosen one, belief is key. Sometimes we mistakenly think we have to prove something to the world first, or we have to wait until we have all our ducks in a row. But let me assure you, the moment you align with the truth of who you are in God's eyes is the moment that shifts everything. Even if your external situation seems bleak, even if your bank account looks like a barren land, that does not dictate your true wealth. No, your inner alignment does. What you carry within you is far more potent than what circumstances appear to be. When your faith stands tall, mountains move and seas part. You become unstoppable because your power doesn't come from human sources. It flows straight from the source of all creation. And if you're wondering, how do I step into this truth? How do I ignite this secret wealth within me? It starts by giving God your full permission to work through you. Surrender the small story you've been told about who you are. Release the lie that you are limited, that you must settle for crumbs, when an entire feast has been prepared with your name on it. Invite the divine to stir up every gift and talent inside of you, to break every barrier in your mind that says you can't, you shouldn't, you're not enough. Because you can, you should, and you are more than enough. Now, this process is not about passively waiting, it's about taking action from a place of deep conviction. Once you say yes to God's call, you will be prompted to move differently, to speak differently, to carry yourself like the masterpiece you truly are. Doors of opportunity will start showing up in unexpected places, maybe a chance meeting, a new idea, or a miraculous turn of events that seems almost too good to be true. But guess what? For the chosen ones, favor is natural. Miracles become the norm. Synchronicities line up because heaven and earth are conspiring to bring you into your destiny. In that moment, do not shrink back. Do not doubt or question whether you deserve it. Instead, stand firm. Remember every tear you cried, every moment you felt overlooked, every time you wondered if God heard your prayers. Let that memory fuel your resolve to accept every blessing that comes your way. This is not arrogance, this is honoring the journey you have walked and the faith you have held on to when everything else seemed lost. The windows of heaven are opening, and the outpouring is ready to rain upon your life like a tidal wave of grace, favor, and provision. Do not forget, like this video, subscribe to stay within the energy of these revelations, and comment 777 if your spirit is shouting, "Yes, this is my truth, I receive it now." There is a supernatural shift taking place right here, right now, and every little act of faith resonates in the spiritual realm. Some will laugh, some will doubt, some will say you're chasing illusions, but deep within, you know the difference between a passing whim and a divine calling. This is no passing whim. This is a current of spiritual power surging through your very veins. Chosen one. Let's talk for a moment about fear. Fear is the chain that keeps so many brilliant souls locked away from their inheritance. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. Have you felt that grip on your heart before? Know this: your fear is a sign that something mighty stands on the other side. Fear tries to block what is most precious. It's like a guard at the gate of your breakthrough, testing whether you have the courage to pass through. But you have the courage. You have endured storms that would have sunk lesser vessels. You have fought battles that were meant to break you. You are still here, still standing, still believing. That is your proof that fear can knock at your door, but it does not own the key. So when fear arises, when those nagging doubts say, "You can't run that business, you can't fulfill that dream, or who do you think you are to claim God's wealth?" you remind yourself that you are chosen. A chosen soul does not cower. A chosen soul remembers that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You walk past fear with a confident stride, eyes fixed on the promise set before you, because deep down, you know fear is an illusion. It's a shadow cast by potential greatness, overshadowing the brightness that is your destiny. God's wealth secret is far more expansive than anything taught in typical self-help circles. It is not just about having a positive mindset or visualizing success, although those things can help. This secret is rooted in divine partnership, where heaven's supply meets your unshakable faith to produce wonders. Money may well be part of the blessing, but it will flow alongside wisdom, spiritual power, boundless compassion, and a love so fierce it can heal any wound. Many chase money alone, but money without divine purpose can leave you feeling emptier than before. True wealth, the kind God gives, nourishes your soul while also multiplying your resources. It touches every area of your life with a glow that can be felt by anyone who encounters you. Think about the times you've felt that holy spark inside, a boldness you can't explain, a peace that surpasses all logic, a joy that is unaffected by circumstances. That was a foretaste of the fullness waiting for you. It's like a down payment on the inheritance that's already in your name. The question is, will you claim it now, or let it remain dormant for years to come? Your willingness to step out in faith, to rise beyond every limitation and label, is what swings the door wide open. And trust me, dear chosen one, once you taste this abundance, you will never settle for less again. People around you might be startled by your transformation. They might wonder how you leapt from scarcity to overflow with such grace. They might think you got lucky, but luck has nothing to do with it. The only force at play here is your alignment with a divine flow that has always been available. You just needed to say yes, to show up, and to believe. As you continue on this path, expect the unexpected. Expect phone calls that change everything, messages from old connections that you thought were lost. Expect your creativity to spark at random moments, leading you to solutions you never would have devised on your own. Expect those around you to sense a shift in your atmosphere, because when you walk in God's wealth secret, your aura changes. You carry a certain glow, a blessed assurance that even if a storm rolls in, the sun is bound to break through the clouds, because your steps are ordered, your path is lit, and your heart is guarded by the promise of something greater. And if setbacks come, and believe me, they sometimes will, they are not there to destroy you, but to refine you. Even gold is tested by fire. Think of each setback as a stepping stone, each disappointment as a detour, bringing you into even greater alignment with the divine. Remember that every champion was once a contender who refused to give up. Your resilience is part of your spiritual DNA, the hallmark of a chosen one who cannot be stopped by trivial roadblocks. Because once you see your life through God's eyes, you realize you are unstoppable, unshakable, and unbreakable. The fire only makes you shine brighter. So here you are, standing at the threshold of destiny. The secrets of God's wealth, spiritual, emotional, financial, are not just whispering anymore, they are roaring in your direction. Are you ready to fling wide the gates and let the flood of blessings rush in? Then act. Like this video now as a physical symbol of your yes. Subscribe if you haven't, to keep fueling your spirit with these revelations. And don't forget to comment 777 if you are proclaiming to yourself and the world, I embrace this calling, I am worthy, I am chosen, I am ready. Chosen one. Do you feel that electricity in the air, that tingling in your soul that says life will never be the same? That is your spirit responding to the truth. That is your old limitations falling away, making room for the new. Let it happen. Give yourself permission to stand in a place of abundance without apology or hesitation. This is not about greed or arrogance. This is about fulfilling your divine assignment with the resources needed to do so. Too many good hearts have been limited by a lack of provision, and that must end with you. You cannot bless others if you yourself are running on empty. So fill up now. Let God pour into you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. The seeds you have planted, through faith, through perseverance, through acts of kindness when nobody was looking, are about to burst through the soil. Where once you saw barren fields, you will soon see lush gardens of opportunity. Align your words with this revelation. Speak life over your dreams. Declare that everything you touch will prosper. Dare to shift from a survival mindset to a thriving mindset. No more scraping by. No more maybe one day. Your day is here. Your moment is now. And do not keep this revelation to yourself. When you start to see the results, share them. Let others witness what God can do for a willing heart. This is how the wave of abundance multiplies throughout communities, how entire families and generations can be lifted out of a cycle of lack and into a spiral of ever-increasing blessings. One chosen one can light up 1,000. 1,000 can light up millions. This is bigger than you. Yet it starts with you. Will you say yes? If your heart is pounding, if your mind is reeling with visions of what could be, that's the Holy Spirit stirring your possibilities. Don't let them remain mere fantasies. Channel your excitement into action. That might mean starting that business you've been dreaming about, writing that book that's been on your heart, or stepping into a leadership role you once felt unqualified for. You are qualified not by human standards, but by a divine mandate that says you were born to break barriers and shatter expectations. Chosen one, let me remind you that being chosen does not mean life becomes devoid of challenges. It means you have the grace, favor, and backing of a power far greater than any challenge. The storms will come, yes, but they cannot uproot you because your roots go deeper than the surface. Like a mighty oak, you stand strong, feeding on the spiritual nourishment that others cannot see. Where fear sees a storm, faith sees a fresh watering of blessings. Where doubt sees a dead end, faith sees a brand new door waiting to be opened. Never forget the importance of gratitude. Even as more blessings come, remain thankful for every step, every moment, every person who has been part of your journey. Gratitude keeps your spirit humble and your heart open. It ensures that you remember who is the source of your wealth and keeps you aligned with the divine flow. The more thankful you are, the more open your hands become to receive. Gratitude is like a magnet for miracles, pulling them in from every direction, whether you realize it or not. So, if you're still with me, and I know you are, because your spirit can't turn away from this truth, stand tall, raise your eyes to the heavens, and declare that you are stepping out of the shadows and into the fullness of God's wealth secret. Like this video now if you feel that power rising within you. Subscribe because you sense the importance of staying connected to this energy, and drop that 777 in the comments as a symbol of your unwavering faith. You may not see the entire path yet, but you can see enough to take the next bold step. Chosen one, I tell you with every fiber of my being, you are on the cusp of an era in your life that will astound you. The dryness, the desert season, the wandering, it's concluding right here. This is your exodus from limitation. Embrace it without apology. Embrace it knowing that the whole universe rejoices when one soul steps into their highest calling. The angels are celebrating, the heavens are roaring, and your destiny is applauding your courage. Keep going now. Keep your eyes open for the next opportunity. Trust your intuition when it nudges you toward a certain connection or a new path. Let your faith be louder than the chatter of doubt. Surround yourself with people who nurture your dreams, who speak life into your goals, who fan the flames of your vision. Those are your spiritual allies, and with them by your side, you are unstoppable. Watch as your entire reality begins to shift. Watch as the wealth, both tangible and intangible, overflows. Watch as the glory of the divine is made manifest in your everyday life. There will be moments when you pause, seeing how far you've come, feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of what you have stepped into. In those moments, lift your heart in thanks. Let that gratitude rise like a fragrance before the throne of grace. For it is by grace that you have come this far, and it is by grace that you will continue to soar. What once seemed unattainable will become your new normal. What once felt like a fantasy will be your day-to-day reality. You will awaken each morning with a sense of purpose so strong, it will guide your every move and illuminate every decision. Chosen one, your story is only just beginning. Though you have already traveled 1,000 miles, there are miles yet to go, blessings yet to claim, wonders yet to witness. Hold fast to your calling. Remember that you are not alone on this path. Countless others feel the same stirring, the same divine beckoning. Together you form a mighty wave of new possibilities that will wash over this world with healing, abundance, and transformation. Yes, you carry that much influence. Never doubt it. If you are hearing these words, if your heart races with anticipation, then know that you are exactly where you need to be. The gates are open, the invitation has been extended, and the keys to God's wealth secret are in your hands. The question is, will you unlock the door and walk on through? I see you nodding in your spirit. I see you ready to take that step. So go forth, chosen one, with your head held high, your spirit ignited, and your faith unshakable. The best is not behind you, it is right in front of you, waiting for you to seize it. Chosen one, even if doubts creep in at this very moment, allow me to assure you, the presence of doubt does not negate the power of faith. It simply highlights the immensity of what you are about to receive. One of the biggest hurdles you might face on this journey is the idea that all of this is too good to be true. Remember, that phrase often emerges from experiences of disappointment, from seeing things fail or fall apart in the past. But the path you walk now is different. You are no longer operating under the same laws or the same mindset that governed your life before. You are stepping into a divine partnership where setbacks transform into setups and closed doors become divine redirections. The question is not whether you will see miracles, but whether you will recognize them for what they are. Perhaps you have asked, if this is indeed my inheritance, why did I not see it sooner? Timing plays a pivotal role in God's plan. Sometimes the delay you perceive is actually the perfect orchestration needed to refine your character, strengthen your spirit, and sharpen your discernment. If you had received certain blessings prematurely, they might have overwhelmed you or been squandered. But now, as you align with your calling, you are prepared to steward the gifts that are about to be released into your life. Like a precious seed that must remain in the soil until the season is right, you too have been nurtured beneath the surface, away from prying eyes, waiting for the precise moment of emergence. Keep this truth in your heart. The darkest hour often comes just before daybreak. You may have passed through nights of confusion, heartbreak, and tears, wondering if morning would ever come, yet you never stopped believing. That persistent hope in your chest, that small spark that refused to go out, was the spirit of the divine anchoring you, assuring you that the day would indeed break. And so it has. The dawn of your new season is illuminating every corner of your existence, melting away the shadows of doubt and unveiling the potential that's been hidden within you all along. It is a miracle unfolding in real time, though it may look, feel, or sound like the natural progression of events. Chosen one, do not forget that you are not an island unto yourself. As you step into God's secret of wealth and abundance, you will inevitably become a lighthouse for others. Your transformation will draw people who are silently crying out for a new way of living. They may see your radiance, they may sense your peace, and they will ask, how is this possible? That is when you have the chance to share your story, to tell them that this same treasure exists for them too, if they dare to believe. Be ready to speak life into those who are on the verge of giving up. Be ready to lend a hand to those who find themselves in the very place you once stood. This is how blessings multiply, not by hoarding them, but by pouring them out so that more hearts can be filled. Do not be surprised if, in the midst of these blessings, old fears or insecurities try to reassert themselves. Sometimes, when you are on the verge of the greatest breakthrough, the echoes of past wounds attempt to sabotage your joy. But you have grown wiser. You can now recognize these echoes as the remnants of a former season, a time when you did not know the strength you possessed or the spiritual truth that sets you free. Speak to those fears kindly but firmly. Acknowledge them for what they are, ghosts of a reality that no longer applies, and then watch them dissolve in the light of your newfound certainty. Your life is a testament to rebirth, to renewal. There is no place for those old shackles where you are headed. If at any point you feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of the blessings or the responsibilities that come with them, ground yourself in gratitude, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and thank the divine for every step along this path. Thank the Creator for the lessons, for the hidden mercies, for the closed doors that protected you from pitfalls you could not see. Gratitude shifts your focus from anxiety to appreciation, from worry to wonder. It is like tuning your spiritual radio to the frequency of heaven, ensuring that the guidance you receive remains clear and pure. In that space of gratitude, you cannot help but sense how deeply you are loved, how carefully you are guided, and how perfectly you are being positioned for more. Chosen one, people may question or even criticize your leap of faith. Not everyone is ready to embrace a reality that shatters the limited beliefs they have clung to for years. Some may label your confidence as arrogance or your abundance as unfair. Let their opinions remain where they belong, outside the fortress of your calling. You answer to a higher power, and your journey is validated by the fruits it produces, not by the fleeting judgments of those who have yet to taste the sweetness of true faith. If you ever find yourself momentarily shaken by their words, remember your encounters with grace. Remember the nights that mercy carried you through. Remember how you defied every obstacle that tried to keep you from your destiny. No one else's voice can overturn the evidence of what you have lived and experienced firsthand. In the realm of divine wealth, it is not unusual for new relationships, alliances, and partnerships to emerge. Be discerning. Not everyone who steps into your orbit carries the same purity of intention or the same calling. Keep your heart open, but your spirit vigilant. You have been entrusted with much, and your intuitive sense, sharpened by faith, will guide you to the connections that are truly meant for you. Partnerships that are aligned with your destiny will enrich both parties, amplifying each other's gifts in a harmonious dance. On the other hand, connections formed from manipulation or self-serving motives will reveal themselves in time. Trust your inner compass, for the divine has equipped you with everything you need to navigate these waters successfully. Keep in mind that money in and of itself is neither good nor evil. It is a neutral resource, a tool that amplifies the character of the one who wields it. In the hands of a person with a destructive mindset, money can be used to exploit, to control, or to harm. But in the hands of someone with a heart for service, it becomes a force of transformation, a river of blessing that nourishes communities, empowers dreams, and invests in solutions for a better world. That is why this divine wealth secret is so precious. It is not about accumulating resources purely for personal gain. It is about the reformation of the world around you through the channel of your life. As you step into this season of overflow, remind yourself daily of the reason you seek abundance, to reflect the heart of God in all that you do, and to bring healing wherever it is needed. You might discover that certain passions or creative expressions you sidelined in the past now resurface with renewed vigor. Pay close attention to these stirrings. They are not accidents. They are hints from the divine, guiding you toward the avenues through which your wealth will flow. Maybe you feel a burning desire to start a non-profit, or a longing to mentor youth, or a vision for building innovative systems that solve real-world problems. Those desires may very well be the scaffolding for your new life. Opportunities to manifest these visions will arise, and when they do, step into them boldly. Let your faith lead the way, trusting that every resource you need, financial, emotional, or spiritual, will show up at the precise moment you require it. Do not be alarmed if your life begins to move faster than you anticipated. When the doors of opportunity open in the spiritual realm, events in the physical world can accelerate swiftly. Invitations, proposals, collaborations, sudden bursts of inspiration, they might all come raining down at once. Pace yourself with prayer and reflection. You do not have to say yes to every offer. Say yes to the ones that resonate with your soul and align with your calling. That resonance is your signal of divine orchestration. In the midst of all the excitement, carve out quiet moments to reconnect with your innermost being. Silence is often where the clearest revelations arise, where you can hear that still, small voice guiding you to the exact moves you need to make. Chosen one, you are a living testament that the impossible can become possible, that old narratives can be rewritten, that even the bleakest circumstances can become the backdrop for a glorious triumph. Each time you speak, each time you show up, you are planting seeds of hope in the hearts of those around you. This is part of the reason you were called to wealth, not for personal vanity, but to be an example of what happens when a soul truly surrenders to the greatest power in the universe. People will see you and think, if it can happen for them, maybe there's hope for me. In that moment, you become a catalyst for the spark of faith in someone else's life. And that ripple effect can be immeasurable, weaving countless testimonies of transformation. Of course, stepping into your full measure of abundance also means you will confront your own limits and paradigms. There could be moments when the blessings become so vast that you question your capacity to manage them. That is precisely where your spirit evolves. You learn to delegate, to trust, to lead, and to encourage others to discover their gifts. Far from leaving you overwhelmed, true divine wealth draws out the best in you, requiring that you grow into a fuller, more capable version of yourself. You will stretch, you will expand, and you will discover skills and strengths you never realized you had. At times you may feel like you're walking on water, uncertain of how you're staying afloat in the midst of such rapid change. But recall the story of Peter. As long as he focused on the divine presence before him, he walked on the waves without sinking. It was only when he shifted his attention to the raging winds that fear seized him and he began to sink. The key is to keep your eyes locked on the source of your abundance, trusting that you will be sustained, even if the environment around you seems turbulent or unpredictable. Every time you feel yourself wavering, remember how far you have already come. The same power that carried you through past trials is the power upholding you now. If you find yourself second-guessing whether you've taken a wrong turn or overlooked an important detail, step back into communion with the divine. Pray, meditate, journal, whatever spiritual practice grounds you. You might be surprised by how quickly clarity returns when you silence the clamor of the world and tune in to the frequency of higher wisdom. Answers can come in subtle ways: a chance conversation, a passage from a book, a sudden intuitive nudge. Remain open and expectant, and you will find guidance meets you exactly where you stand. Sometimes, the old environment might not accept your transformation. You could sense tensions arising in certain relationships or places that feel out of sync with your new vibration. This can be uncomfortable, especially if you've cherished those connections. Let compassion lead you. Recognize that everyone's journey is unique, and not everyone is ready to ascend at the same pace. You can love them without allowing their fear or negativity to pull you down. Your best hope of helping them rise is by continuing to ascend yourself. showing them through your life that a higher way is possible. Chosen one, as you step into the final stages of this unveiling, take a moment to breathe in the magnitude of your journey. You have walked through desert places where the heat of adversity felt unrelenting, and you have sailed through storms that threatened to sink your dreams. But here you are, poised at the threshold of a season so abundant, so undeniably blessed, that it seems it was reserved just for you. In truth, it was. Everything in your life was orchestrating itself to deliver you to this moment of clarity and conviction. And now, as we draw this entire message to its climax, let your heart swell with gratitude. Let every cell in your body vibrate with the knowledge that you are chosen, that God's wealth secret is no secret at all once you open the eyes of your spirit. Let your words from this point forward reflect the greatness you carry inside. Speak blessings over yourself and others, because your tongue is a conduit of creation. Speak life into your finances, your body, your relationships, and your projects. Watch as your world rearranges itself to align with these declarations. Feel that surge of power coursing through your veins. That is the force of destiny, the unstoppable wave of purpose calling your name. You were never meant to shrink, to live in someone else's shadow, to be a bystander in your own life. You were meant to be a conqueror, a visionary, a trailblazer, whose life stands as a beacon for all who come after. No matter how small you once felt or how much society tried to label you, the truth remains. You are more than a conqueror. You are an inheritor of the divine's immeasurable wealth. Take another breath and let it anchor this realization in your heart. You have come home to yourself, to your destiny, to the abundant fields that were always waiting for you. Though the journey continues, you will never again doubt who you are or what you carry. You stand clothed in faith, crowned by grace, and propelled by a love that cannot be contained. Chosen one, if these words have set your soul on fire, remember to like this video, subscribe to stay rooted in this unfolding revelation, and leave that resounding 777 in the comments as a symbol of your unbreakable faith. You have graduated from the realm of mere existence into the realm of purposeful living. Your story is ascending to new heights where miracles are daily occurrences and compassion becomes your driving force. From now on, watch as the world reflects back to you the magnitude of who you truly are, a soul destined for greatness, a beacon of hope in a weary land, a vessel for boundless blessings that will ripple through generations. Nothing can stop what has already been set into motion. Not fear, not doubt, not delay. You are free. Free to rise, free to prosper, free to love with abandon. So go forth, precious soul. Enter boldly into the harvest that has awaited you for so long. Step across the threshold of limitation and claim the wealth, favor, and spiritual inheritance that is rightfully yours. This is your moment. This is your calling. This is your destiny. Stand tall, chosen one, and let the wonder of God's wealth flow freely through your life, transforming everything and everyone you touch. You have arrived at the turning point, and nothing will ever be the same again.